Welcome to Info Hub. In our headlines, President David Granger leaves to attend the 2018 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in London, and due diligence to be undertaken prior to any funds being accessed from Islamic bank funds. Stay tuned for the details of these and more.
The Ministry of Finance has announced a tax amnesty effective January 1 to September 30, 2018.
This means that you can pay all your outstanding income, property, corporate, capital gains, and withholding taxes. File your taxes before June 30, 2018, and all interest and penalties will be waived, or file before September 30, 2018, and pay only 50% of the interest and penalties accrued.
Invest in your country. Pay your taxes. A message from the Ministry of Finance and the Guyana Revenue Authority.
We begin with news that hundreds of Lindeners on Friday gathered to witness the historic commissioning of a recreational park at Victory Valley, Wismar, Linden Region 10 by President David Granger. Sanika Thorne has the details.
President David Granger said that the $3 million park, located in the Linden Jones Community Center compound in Linden, symbolizes the empowerment which has been restored in Victory Valley. This follows the hosting of the local government election on March 18, 2016 for the first time in 2 decades.
This little park here symbolizes empowerment. And this empowerment has come about, this empowerment has come to this region because of what happened in 2016 March, the 18th of March. People don't realize how important the 18th of March was, 2016. That's the day when Lindeners went out for the first time in nearly 2 decades to elect their own council, and that council elected its own mayor. Empowerment.
President Granger added that the democratic process is being demonstrated in Victory Valley by projects such as the Recreational Park, which was made possible through a collaborative effort between the Government of Guyana, Annie Narain, and Dr. Hardat Singh. Meanwhile, Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali reminded that the project is a realization of a promise made to the people of Victory Valley for the provision of a recreational facility for the children.
I am here to deliver on that promise. That is how this coalition government works. We interface with our people. We hear their needs and deliver once it is practicable. It is important for me to note that my ministry, the Ministry of Social Protection, which is mandated to oversee the welfare of children, will always respond to the needs of our children.
The park is equipped with seesaws, swing, trampoline, and slides, among others. Sanika Thorne for Info Hub.
Stacey Carmichael and Kwesi Wishart are in London covering the 2018 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting and joins us with this report of the 11th Youth Forum.
The Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting began today with the simultaneous hosting of 4 forums focusing on women, youth, people, and business. This year's meeting is being held under the theme Towards a Common Future. Powering Our Common Future is the 2018 theme for the 11th Youth Forum hosted at the Queen Elizabeth Centre, which focused on finding common solutions to global challenges affecting youths. Right Honourable Damien Hines, Secretary of State of Education, UK Government, in his address said the youths have the biggest stake in the future, hence their voices must be heard. He emphasized the importance of quality education throughout the world. Kishva Ambigapathy, outgoing chairperson Commonwealth Youth Council, echoing similar sentiments, said the Youth Forum provides this opportunity and reinforces the need for their voices in policy making.
In climate policy, in peace building, in skills building, entrepreneurship, social cohesion. Together, we are improving young people's meaningful participation in national decision-making institutions, such as financing and resourcing of youth development and mainstreaming youth priorities in national development planning.
His Royal Highness Prince Harry and the Queen's appointed Commonwealth Youth Ambassador, pointed to the positive use of technology by youths for the development of their nations. The prince believes that the youths are the ones that will drive the fight against climate change and other major global challenges.
In my new role, I will work to support the Queen, my father, the Prince of Wales, and my brother, William, all of whom know that young people are the answer to the challenges of today. I am also incredibly grateful that the woman that I am about to marry, Meghan, will be joining me in this work, of which she too is hugely excited to take part in.
The prince also announced that some 150 new scholarships will be awarded to youths in low and middle income countries by 2025. Meanwhile, Right Honourable Patricia Scotland, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, said through Commonwealth networks, particularly youth networks, benefits will not only be evident in the 53 nations of the Commonwealth, but will spin off to other countries across the world.
Mainstreaming youth perspectives into development plans and ensuring that there are opportunities of full participation by young people in these processes accelerates sustainable development and should be our priority right the way across the Commonwealth.
At the end of today's sessions, a plenary comprising representatives of all 4 forums will be hosted on Tuesday, April 17, where priority areas will be highlighted and forwarded to the heads of government for consideration and possible implementation. Reporting for Info Hub from London, Stacey Carmichael.
The Commonwealth Secretary General today announced the launching of a digital Commonwealth Innovation Hub, which creates a shared digital space for the 53 member states to share ideas and innovation in a plethora of areas, including climate change. Stacey joins us again.
Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Right Honourable Patricia Scotland, speaking at a press conference hosted on the sidelines of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting being hosted here in London, said the Innovation Hub is expected to take the over 80 organisations and 53 member states of the Commonwealth into the higher orbit that constitutes the information age.
It's not just about money, it's our intellectual property, it's our human capital that we need to develop. And from the 53 member states and 87 organisations of the family and the 2.4 billion people in the Commonwealth, 60% of whom are under 30, there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of innovation, and we now get to pool it.
Assistant Secretary General Strategy, Portfolio and Partnerships Nabil Gohir said that the hub also provides the opportunity for countries to showcase what they have to offer in terms of ideas, knowledge and expertise with the Commonwealth and wider world.
We have created space for people, especially young innovators and those people who have ideas which they would like to share with you. And this becomes very much like the YouTube or the Commonwealth tube of stories. So we will ask young people, researchers, innovators, entrepreneurs to tell us, to give us 30-second video clips of what they have done, what they will like to share.
The Commonwealth Secretariat has partnered with the Global Innovation Fund to promote innovation that can accelerate inclusive and equitable socio-economic development across the Commonwealth. An understanding has been signed between the two organizations to collaborate and mobilize resources to this end. In addition, Baroness Scotland said the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting will examine matters such as climate change and building resilience and the global technical standards for tackling cybercrime. President David Granger will arrive on Tuesday, April 17 and will participate in the bilateral meetings. First Lady Mrs. Sandra Granger will accompany the head of state and will also participate in a number of events. Reporting for Info Hub, Stacey Carmichael from London.
The Central Housing and Planning Authority last Friday officially handed over the management of 4 housing schemes to the Mayor and Town Council of Bartica. Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan said the move demonstrates the government's commitment to the sustainability of local communities. Alexis Rodney reports.
The housing schemes 4 Miles, Block 1 Parcels 93 to 155, Mongrepo Creek and the West Indian Association were officially transferred to the management of the Mayor and Town Council. According to Minister Bulkan, the transferring of the housing schemes is in sync with the administration's vision of not only satisfying the housing needs of the citizens, but ensuring that the areas are effectively managed and developed.
Today is just the beginning of the exercise of transferring to local democratic organs housing areas developed by the CHNPA. There are many other housing areas that will be transferred to the LDOs in the areas which they are located.
The minister reiterated that the government is not visionless, as it knows where it is going and is making tremendous strides, particularly in the housing sector. He explained that the housing schemes have seen upgrades since 2015 and that works will continue in this regard. Partica's Mayor Gifford Marshall said he wished nothing more than the town to embrace green initiatives going forward.
We need to do our part. And like I said, in all of the areas, we should have a race. We should be motivated and inspired to beautify those areas.
Chairman of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Reverend Ellsworth Williams, said that the authority was giving back to the communities that which belonged to them. He also lauded the combined leadership of the Mayor and Town Council and the Regional Democratic Council, which he said is thrusting the township's development forward. Alexis Rodney for InfoHub.
Crystal Stull tells us that a team of officials from the Ministries of Public Infrastructure and Finance, led by Minister David Patterson on April 14, visited Cuyuni-Mazaruni Region 7 to assess and inspect ongoing hinterland road projects in the area and get a first-hand look at the two main crossings which link Madhya and Bartica.
It's anticipated that at the end, shortly, we will be able to drive between Madhya and Bartica. So that was the primary reason for my visit, to assess it. These two goodly gentlemen on my left at the head table, we brought along to them because they have a role to play in the budget. And sometimes it is difficult to explain to persons if they haven't seen exactly what you want to do, the vision on this. I mean, so they can understand why you need it, why it may sound a bit more.
Finance Secretary Dr. Hector Butt said, based on observations, strong arguments will be put forward to the Finance Ministry in support of requests made by the Public Infrastructure Ministry for future projects.
By being able to say more, by being able to make strong arguments in the sense of the relevance of the sort of requests which are being made by the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, we can perhaps add some support to it. Then the framers, the budget officers, the ministers will be better able to make some relevant allocation towards the development of the project.
Hinterland engineer Jeffrey Walcott explained that the contractors are working toward the 2019 deadline despite challenges such as the weather and obtaining raw materials. The project will create a direct link from Bartica to Madhya after more than 30 years. It is part of the government's vision to link the coast and the hinterland. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
We end with this Paul McAdam report. He tells us that according to Finance Minister Winston Jordan, funds from the Islamic Development Bank, which has provided the government with its largest ever resource envelope, are yet to be accessed.
Finance Minister Winston Jordan, at his first 2080 media briefing last Friday, reiterated that contrary to what some sections of the media have been peddling, the government has not borrowed $900 million from the ISDB.
As I said, it's a resource envelope. We will have to go through all the due diligence and whatnot before we can access even a small part of it.
The minister explained that the hard work now lies with creating projects in the various sectors identified that could benefit from available funds.
All the studies that have to be done, the feasibility of it, the environmental, this and so on. And secondly, whenever we have borrowed monies, immediately thereafter, we bring the contracts to the Parliament. We have no outstanding contract of any borrowed money. None.
According to the minister, this is a legal requirement. He recalled that even with the renegotiation of the AHI debt and the Marriott Hotels funding, it was brought to the public's attention by the Parliament as it was a debt on the government's books. He stated that actual loan figures for the government since taking office amount to less than $100 million.
The message is, rather than carrying scare stories, I want you to keep this so you can refer to it constantly when people are attempting to scare the public into the government borrowing its way and leaving burdens for future generations and all these kinds of stories. The facts speak for themselves.
The Islamic Development Finance Bank's offer to Guyana is available for specific developmental sectors for the next 5 years. These include energy, agriculture, rural development, human development, banking, and finance. It is the largest resource envelope ever made available to this country from any multilateral agency. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Check our website or Facebook page for more details as we bring you updates on developments across Guyana and further afield. Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.
The taxes we pay provide revenue for the government to use to develop and improve our country's infrastructure and the life of all Guyanese.
If we pay our taxes, the government will be able to build more roads, schools, hospitals, bridges, and other government facilities.
The government will also be able to use those funds to pay better wages and salaries to public servants and to improve government services.
This will help to attract more investors to our country, create jobs, and reduce poverty.
Let's invest in our country. Pay your taxes.
A message from the Ministry of Finance and the Guyana Revenue Authority.